Hey everyone, it's Wednesday, September 27th, 2017, and it's time to go to work on music. It's been a really good day, I'm in a really good place, and excited for a productive session as usual. So, gonna hit some online classes, going to do a quick guitar practice, and that's probably gonna be the whole session, honestly. I'm just really behind today, and I keep getting in this really good groove with the timing of my sessions, and then kind of falling off, and then getting in this good groove, and then falling off. So I'm really looking for ways to stay super consistent on that, and it's a challenge. It's I feel like just the way our minds work. As soon as things are going well, the natural inclination is like you kind of take your foot off the gas a little bit, and I'm looking for a way to just stay locked in 100% of the time, or at least 90% of the time. Right now I'm like 50% of the time, which is not good enough. So anyway, I'll update you guys with what happens with that. Appreciate you guys as always for tuning in and just checking in on the journey. I realize this is like a very personal thing for me, and some people are going to be interested and some people won't. Some people will be interested for a while and then it'll fall off, and I totally get that, man, and I respect that and appreciate it. I'm just trying to create the type of consistency in my life that I was just talking about, just documenting my process as much as possible. And I would encourage you guys to film your own practice sessions if you're a musician or if you're an athlete or anything that requires technique. It's just really hard to get that third person point of view on yourself when you're doing the thing. But this has been super valuable for me, just hearing my thoughts, getting repetition, being able to look back a month, 2 months, 3 months ago and kind of see my progress over time. Just really, really encouraging. So anyway, see you in a couple. All right, really good session. Definitely on the shorter side, like I said, which is not ideal, but you know, with the time I have, the most important thing is that I just make that worthwhile and learn from my mistakes. I don't think success is about not making mistakes. I mean, obviously, you want to avoid any mistakes that are easily avoidable or even difficultly avoidable, but a lot of the time, I think it's pretty much gonna happen. When you, especially if you're covering new ground for yourself or for humanity in general. If you're really out there pushing the limits, like sometimes you're gonna fall on your face, and that's fine. It's just another lesson learned, and honestly, I think it's part of what's exciting to me. Is It's part of what helps me grow. Push my limits. So anyway, got it on the online class front, got a little bit more YouTube strategy. The video was talking about annotations, which I think are gone from YouTube now, but the idea, and the theory behind it is interesting. So if any feature like that ever comes back, like cards, which are similar to annotations, but they work on mobile devices, then I can take those ideas and apply them. Then got into a quick guitar practice, just working on my drop D riff from the Musicism online class. I'm really struggling to get that riff to sound super clean. I mean, maybe it's not really supposed to sound that clean. It's a blues rock riff, but I think it can use a little more work. So I just started speeding it up and just playing around with it and figuring out, is it my right hand, is it my left hand, what's the combination, and it's improving, slow and steady. I'll admit that I don't feel 1,000,000,000% physically today, so that could be part of what's clogging up the system there. From that, I moved into a quick break and a little bit of singing practice. Just did some reading from the Recording Secrets of the Small Studio book. The main takeaway from that today is if you do need to isolate a player because he or she needs more takes to get a good performance down than the rest of the players, just put them in an ISO booth. So the spill, you can control the spill later. But still see if you can get them to track live with the other musicians. You'll just get probably a better performance out of everybody, something with a little more vibe. From that, I then just moved on to the production front and was just setting up the MIDI routing from my TD12, which is finally hooked up. And when I hooked it up, I played a little bit on it 2 days ago, and it's just cool, man. I've just got a bigger sonic palette now. You know, I've got the rim shots for the different drums, which I can program to be different sounds if I want, like some glockenspiel, or I want some crazy sound effects, or like horn parts triggering samples, things like that. That'll be really fun for live performance if I ever end up bringing this rig live. We'll see. And then just more nuance on the cymbals, which is really, really important, I think, for getting a realistic sounding take. So I'm really excited. I think the drum tracks for this record are going to be really good. At least I'm hopeful. I'm going to work on them until they're really good, let's put it that way. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys are out there grinding towards your goals, enjoying the process. If you're confronting setbacks, then you're definitely not alone. But, you know, anything we can do to support each other, just staying on track and support ourselves staying on track, I think is worth doing. And if there's anything I can do to support you guys, let me know. And if you guys have any questions or feedback, whether it's positive or constructive, I really want to hear it. So bring it on. All right, guys. See you tomorrow for more.